Hey, and welcome to Witchcrafty. I wanted to make some Glarian Pokemon since they were released, but I never really had the time to until now. Here's a list of everything you'll need to follow this tutorial. Pause here if you need to. The pattern is linked down below in the description and is the second link down. Make sure you have this printed or traced to an A4 piece of paper, cut out all of the individual pieces, make sure to mirror pieces and add seam as the pattern does not include it. The first thing you need to do is to join all of the dark purple hooves to the bottom of each side of the main body, keeping the fluffy side up. Then, join each of the inner hoof rectangles to the inner legs. After that, sew the inner leg onto one side of the main body. Join the first side of the hoof and then join on the circular bottom in the centre of the hoof along the longer side so that it will spread evenly when it's flipped the right side up. Close off the stitch by sewing up the second side of the hoof. Repeat this method with the front inner leg and hoof. Sew up both legs and hooves for the other side of the body. Then align the body middle so that the larger pointed side fits onto where the back leg ends, and begin joining on one side so that the leg holes are still open. So on the next side to the middle in the same way. Once done, you can sew up the front, but end the sewing line once you reach the top of the curve, as this is the hole for the head. Before we sew up the rest of the back, you need to make the tail. First, take both the light purple pieces and sew up the small darts. Where the start is placed, you'll need to leave open for later on. Then take the two teal spikes and sew around the pointed sides, leaving the bottom straight edge open on both. Begin sewing around the bottom teal half, leave the straight edge open for now. Then, sew around the light purple piece. In the video, I sew over the darts. I fixed it later on and opened it, so leave this part open and start sewing the line further down. Join one teal edge to one purple edge so it's separate in the middle. Repeat this for the other edge. Then continue along the purple sides until you reach the two straight edges near the top. Add the teal spike so that the edges are separate again, and finish the end of the stitch just a little above the dart. Begin sewing around the body and place the tail a little above the back leg, so each side of the tail opens in the middle, and continue along until you reach the head hole. Then flip these pieces all the right way up. Stuff the body, starting with the tail, then the legs, then the main body. This may be a little awkward, so use whatever you can to help you. Moving on to the head, begin sewing the purple ear accents on each side on the side with no tracing. Sew both of the pieces together along the two pointed sides, leaving the bottom edge open. Flip these ear pieces the right way up. Take each side of the head and sew up the darts. Take the middle of the head and align the point of the tip of the nose and begin sewing one side around the head. When you reach near the back, tuck the ear in where you want them to be placed and sew it on. Repeat this with the second side. When you reach where the ear needs to be tucked in, place it so it points in the same direction as the other ear where the head is flipped the right way up, and then continue sewing the line. Then, flip the head the right way up and stuff it. Close off the open end with an invisible stitch. Take the two black eye pieces and sew the teal pieces in the centre of the bottom of the curve. Then take both eye glints and sew them a little above the teal pieces. Use a backstitch and matching thread to join these to the head. Sew up the two top accents of the mane, flipping the right way up once you are nearly at the end, and then concealing the end with an invisible stitch. Use an invisible stitch to join this onto the head a little above the ears. For the horn, sew both of the pieces together along the two pointed sides, leaving the bottom edge open. Flip it the right way up and use a back stitch to join on the white line around the horn. Once done, stuff it a little to give it shape. Use an invisible stitch to join the horn in the centre of the main accent. Then, join the head onto the body using an invisible stitch. Begin sewing up the mane by sewing around the teal bottom, leaving the straight edge open like before. Then, join in the purple like before on the straight edges. Sew together the spikes, leaving the ends open. Then, sew around the purple top, adding the spikes where necessary and leaving the edge with the dart open. Finish by sewing up the darts on either side. Then flip the mane the right way up and stuff it. Finish by joining up the open end with the back of the head so that the mane aligns with the fringe at the top. And lastly, take 2 of the 8 fur pieces for the legs and sew them along the longer sides on the side with the tracing facing up. Repeat this for the remaining pieces. Then flip these pieces all the right way up, tuck in the excess seam, and sew them onto the legs above the hooves, joining up the open end while attaching them to the body at the same time. Lastly, I used some embroidery floss to add some little nose holes to the front. And that is how you make a Glarian Ponyta. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and comment down below on ideas you'd like to see me make next. And while you're at it, why don't you go check out my other videos? I upload new craft videos every single week. Thanks for watching, bye!